not in niqab, in gushwa. Okay? They came back out completely covered from head to toe. She was surprised, but she liked it. That she liked it, some women believe it's then required. The Prophet's wife liked it, the Prophet must have liked it, so God would have liked it. So it's like a chain of possibly, but therefore I must do it because it pleased Aisha. Okay? Now, for example, Fatiha and I won't speak for Fatiha. My job is not to please Aisha. My job is to please God. Because there's only one thing that I worship in Islam, and it's God, not Prophet Muhammad. I adore him and his family, but I don't worship him, okay? I only worship God. So if God said clearly the Muslim woman's face needs to be covered, you wouldn't see any of my face, okay? If Prophet Muhammad said clearly the woman's face needs to be covered, you wouldn't see any of my face. But there's women who believe because Aisha liked it, it's required. So you'll see women covering their face. And you'll see them like that with the niqab, or a more traditional thing, as I showed you, is the gushwa, which is the complete face covering. Okay? Which even for me, sometimes in Alain, I wear gushwa. To me, the niqab is to me, it's uncomfortable because it's tied around the forehead, and in Dubai it can get quite humid. But there's women who wear it, and again, it's her choice. It's her choice. Yeah. If her husband is demanding that she wears it, it means she wasn't wearing it before. It means he picked the wrong person. Okay.
I'd like to know about the woman's role in Iraqi family, like as a daughter-in-law, as a mother, in financial matters, or in political views.
Sure. Yes. The woman's role in the family financially. In Islam, actually for 1,500 years, my rights regarding me as a woman have been guaranteed. Okay? Other countries have come up to the level I've had. I know this sounds opposite to everything you're imagining. But other countries have come up to these rights, but I had these rights 1,500 years ago. I had the right that only me can sign my name on a contract. No one had power of attorney because they're my father, my brother, or my husband. This is unique even till today in even some very, very modern countries, okay? Once I would be a woman, the first day of my period, only I can sign my name on a contract, nobody else. If I can't sign my name, I thumbprint it. But that means I buy and sell property in my name. There's many countries that this wasn't allowed for women until maybe 100 years ago, 50 years ago even. Modern European countries, Western countries, okay? Just look into the histories, you will be surprised. This I had 1,500 years ago. So that makes me proud. So only I can sign my name on a contract to own, buy, sell. That includes marriage. Okay, we try not to compare and contrast, but just so you can find a country, look into Scotland. How not that long ago, a father legally, if he wanted to, could sign his daughter off in marriage because he had power of attorney for marriage contracts for his daughter. It's surprising. But for 1,500 years we know. So, also because of this, it's also written that what I make through working, income, profits, that type of thing, I invested and more money came back to me, it's mine. The men of the family cannot ask for it or push me towards paying it. I can donate it to them if I want, but they can't even insinuate, I'm having trouble paying the water bills this month. Wouldn't it be nice if someone, paid it? They can't do it. It's forbidden. It's a sin. It's a sin in Islam, okay? But the men of the family are required to keep me in the lifestyle to which I'm accustomed. That means my husband, my father, my brother, my uncles, my grandfather, my nephews, my sons, and my stepsons all have to take care of me financially. So when you hear that the poor Muslim woman only gets half the inheritance of her brother when their parents die, keep that in mind. Because my half of the inheritance stays in my pocket. That brother has to take care of me, his wife, his daughters, his sister, his mother, his grandmother, and his aunts. So he has nothing. So especially if there's a lot of women in the family. So we're taken care of just fine. And so it's a safety net. That half, it could have been 100% only goes to the men. It could have been that. No, half comes to me. Then he gets twice as much. But he has to take care of all of the women. So it's making sure, in both ways, the women are completely secure. If you think about it, they're getting money from their own, and they're getting money through his inheritance from the same person who passed away. So we're 100% taken care of. There's no loophole that a woman would not have what she needs. For example.
Question. Yeah. How do you differentiate between a married woman and an unmarried woman? Because I come from a culture where it's very visible if she's married. So
it's a good question. Again, in Islam, we don't have wedding rings. We might have jewelry that we got at the wedding from not even just our husband, our neighbors, our aunts, our mothers, mother-in-laws. We have no wedding ring. We don't change our last name, and we don't put Mrs. in front of our name. We don't change our last name.
Oh, wow.
Yes, original name. No Muslim woman changes her last name. Sometimes you will find some foreign wives have changed their last name to their husband's last name so that they get some more automatic respect, for example. Even I didn't do this. I'm a Muslim woman. I am who I was when I was born, so my husband's last name has nothing to do with me. It would even be odd, like I'm not his cousin either. So we don't change our last name, we don't put Mrs. because we don't belong to the husband. We're not of the Mr. So it's by our attitude. You know, if I'm married, by my attitude, I shouldn't talk to men who aren't from my family except business or focused necessities, that type of thing. Not, how are you doing? And asking
Social.
Yeah.
What about in the social environment? You talk to you're invited to a party, you only talk to your husband and you ignore everybody else?
Parties are for ladies, and parties are for men. There's no mixed gender parties, no mixed gender wedding parties, never, never.
When did he propose to the girl and that's such a scenario?
He knows of her through the women of his family. So he selected her through, there's this girl, and this girl. Or he saw his friend's sister, his sister's friends are passing through the house. Or a neighbor girl, or someone that he's run into because he's been with his mom at the souk, and another lady's been with her daughter at the souk, and I am in love with her. But not just that, he has to learn about her character, what she's known for, what he wants in a wife, what she is, and is this gonna match? And then his proposal. There's no dating, no chit chat, no
What
nothing.
about matchmakers? Is that
Our matchmakers are the women of our family. So, yes.
How common is divorce?
Divorce is quite common. Like elsewhere around the world, it's roughly 50%. It's roughly 50%. One thing unique though to divorce here is that the concept of once you're unhappy, you don't try to lengthen it out. Once you're sure this person is not meant for you, it's better that you both seek somebody else or seek life on your own independently. There's no reason to stay married and stay in a situation you're sure will not be okay. It's taken quite seriously. It's not like a liked thing by God even, but it's allowed in Islam. If you're unhappy, you should seek your happiness with somebody else.
What about your children?
It's difficult on the children. That's why they try not to get a divorce. But it's better to have two happy parents not living together than two unhappy parents living together in the house, is the concept of the culture. The young children, until they reach puberty, stay with the mother, and she's paid an allowance by the father until they reach puberty. And then it's not his responsibility to take care of this woman for her whole life. She has to have started doing something to take care of herself. Then the children stay with her, stay with their father, stay wherever they're getting then their salary from their father directly, because they're adults, even if they're just 12 or 15. For example, when the girl has her first period, she's a woman. So she decides where to spend that money sometimes. If the father can't afford two households for his entire life, it's completely reasonable that he's not paying for two households. Just because he married this woman for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, for her whole entire life, he does not have to house her, that type of thing. So maybe all of the children pool their allowance together and stay in the same house, or she has to move somewhere smaller. Culturally, she will move back to her family's house, and the children will come with her. Either way, in the culture of UAE, if you're divorced, both parents see the children every single day. So you go to the majlis of the house where they're staying, you see them every day, you have lunch with them or you have dinner with them. There's no 2 weekends a month, or they have a right in Islam as children. In Islam, husbands have rights, wives have rights, parents have rights, children have rights, tourists, visitors have rights, consumers have rights, sellers, merchants have rights. Lots of people have rights. This is Sharia law. It's not just about getting your head cut off. Children have a right to stay in the house where the divorce took place, not to go from a 10-bedroom villa to a 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. No, it's their house. This is not their problem. This is their parents' problem. They have, the courts and the couple have to figure out a way to keep the children in that house. Their life shouldn't change, their school shouldn't change, and they need to see their parents every day.
Do you go to a court and a
Yeah.
judge?
Okay. And here in Dubai, you need to have 3 counseling sessions before a divorce takes place at the courts. Okay, we need to actually go on the heritage tour. One last question?
Okay, what age or at what point is a boy considered a man?
This is when, well, it's 9 years old in Islam,
Nice.
but some maybe later or earlier. It depends on when his voice has changed and he's
At
manly.
what age he's come their responsibility at that time?
Then he's a man. He can open a bank account technically in Islam. He's a man. He could get married long ago if he wanted to. And the allowance from his father goes to him, that type of thing, until he's able to financially take care of himself. I mean, this is 2017, so there's laws in UAE. He can't marry below 18. And he still needs to listen to his father. He cannot drive until he's 18, for example. But he's a man.
Last question. Can you just tell us a bit more about like UAE drums or any very traditional instrument, musical instrument?
Musical instruments, technically. In Islam, it's just the drum. Just the drumming is covered with like a sheepskin. It's heated up, stretched harder, and then there's drumming, especially you'll hear before weddings. Even till today, in like Aleen, for example, they'll just do the drumming. And you hear that today is the wedding day and that type of thing. Or on Eids, there's some of this drumming. But there's other instruments, maybe less Islamic, but more cultural, that are the oud, like a guitar. But there's something in Latin America quite similar to it, because it's like a bowl-shaped guitar, an oud. And then there's something similar to the bagpipe in Scotland, actually, that's here.
But that's more cultural than.
Yeah, this is cultural, not religious.
And dance, you're in form of dance, more culturally.
Yes, the men have ayala, which is a dance, but it's not just a dance. It's like a preparation for war in a way also. But it's a poetry competition. So one line is saying,